Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about should you get a direct drive Cascadia or any semi truck, or should you get an overdrive um, a semi truck. Direct drive, it's the engine setup and the rear end axles are different. And same thing with the overdrive. Overdrive motor and the rear end axles are different. So I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of both system and which one um, is better in particular field or application. So let's go. So these are the common drivetrains. Um, so like if you have a hard time seeing which one is an overdrive or direct drive, these are the common ones. This is the typical rear end axle ratio that used to come in 335, 342. There's another one, 336. And the most common one there are right now with the automatic transmission are 308. And the other one is 2.85. Direct drive transmission rear end are 2.47, 2.28, and 2.16. In reference to mileage, I'll be comparing a 3.42 axle with a 2.28 axle. And all the comparison I'm comparing is these trucks are driven around 70 to 72 miles an hour on a cruise control. And our main area of operation is Cali to Texas. So majority of the hills are Kingman, Flagstaff area. Majority of it is flat. And the Cali 58. So let's go. So why would you choose one over the other? The main thing is the fuel mileage. You know, in trucking business, the main thing that you gotta focus on is fuel mileage. You could be working real hard, but if you don't have the right equipment, um, you're burning a lot of fuel. That could handicap you in a way and prevent you from becoming a successful owner operator or fleet owner. So having the right type of setup for your equipment is very important in today's economy, especially when you're competing with carriers who have everything tuned down to the T. And in order to turn a profit, you need to have equipment that will perform at a certain level where you will get a return um, in your output. You will actually make money. So, what are the advantages of an overdrive setup and disadvantages? So, the overdrive rear end or the overdrive motor setup is really good going up hills. And if you're doing 80,000 pounds loaded both ways, coming and going, or if you're a specialty company and you guys are 80,000 plus, then overdrive transmit setup is better for your company. And believe it or not, you get a better fuel economy with the overdrive setup if you run heavy loads consistently. And another factor is overdrives are like more robust um, setup. They do. They're slow to pick up speed compared to direct drive, but once they're up to speed, they don't slow down they don't slow down as much compared to direct drive when you're going up a hill. Um, Depending on the grade, should I say? Um, but another disadvantage with overdrive is if you got a really light load, you won't see a high impact on your fuel economy. Yeah, you will see some, but compared to direct drive, where your fuel economy jumps at almost 2 miles per gallon more, um, that you won't see in overdrive. And keep in mind that I'm comparing trucks that are going 70 to 72 miles an hour. Overdrive, your RPMs remains high as you are going around 70 to 72. So there's more stress on the engine. The engine is rotating much faster than a direct drive setup. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of a direct drive transmission? Or, sorry, setup, the engine and the axles. So, if you got a light load, you're easily hitting 8 to 8.6 miles to the gallon. Engine is running at a lower RPM and there's less noise. And let's say you have a 2010-14 truck and it's consistently giving you like 6 miles to the gallon. And your loads are not that heavy, then going to a direct drive setup is much better for you, especially if you can get a secondhand truck that's reliable and low on mileage and hours. You could possibly, that truck itself could pay itself off because of the fuel mileage different. If you're doing 6 miles a gallon and you're running Cali to Texas, or you're doing like Cali to Florida, like a 3,000 mile run each side, you're probably making saving $600 to $500 at least per trip. So if you do 3 or 4 trips a month, that's let's say you do four trips a month, running to like a Texas area, you're saving around 400 to 450, almost $1,800 to $1,900. And if you got a second hand or meaning used, and the payment is $1,600 or $1,500, it's basically paying itself off. So that's a very good advantage to have. Meaning, as long as you run that truck, it won't cost you any money to run it because the fuel savings are paying the payments off. Since it's a newer truck, it's gonna have likely to have less problems on the road, and less breakdown, less repairs, more money on your pocket. What are the disadvantages I have seen? So this direct drive I'm talking about is the 2.28 rear end. So on a heavy load, let's say you're loaded to, and in your trailer you got 42,000 pounds or 43,000 pounds. And this setup we're talking is a truck hauling a reefer trailer. So primarily you will be, your fuel economy drops to 6.7 to 6.8. It's going to go slow up the hills. And depending on if you're doing Cali to Florida or Cali to New York, a long run, you probably see a difference in your delivery time running similar trucks. If you got an overdrive engine setup, it probably get there sooner compared to a direct drive if it's a heavy load. And yeah, so that's what you want to consider. If you're running consistently 20 to 35,000 pounds in your trailer, and you're a reefer trailer is going to be heavier than a dry van, then 2.28 or 2.47, 2.16 kind of make you a lot of money. Dry van for drive-in or reefer operation. What I have seen is like main thing is, guys, you can't tell the broker to pay you more money for the load. But the other way is to save money where you can. And having a truck that's fuel efficient gonna save you a lot more money. And possibly get you loaded sooner. Because you don't have to negotiate the price as much as someone who kind of get a 6 miles to the gallon or less than 6 miles to the gallon. That way you can get into a area where good area, from bad area to good area where there's a lot of good loads, and you can make more money. So hopefully what I shared is good information. And if you like what I put out there, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the ring button. And you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.